On October 6, 1820, 19th-century idol Jenny Lind was born in Stockholm, Sweden. Her mother, an illegitimate child, was divorced after giving birth, and her religious conscience prevented her from marrying her biological father until her ex-husband died. So Jenny grew up alone and unloved by her parents. Despite the difficulties of her home, she grew up with a faith in God. In a Christian Lutheran family, the majority of Sweden. But little Jenny, from the age of 3, demonstrated a talent for remembering every song she heard and singing it again with a voice as pure and beautiful as her own. So when she was 9 years old, she was introduced to the Royal Theatre by the maid of a famous ballerina who had heard her singing to a cat. As time went on, her talents began to shine, and by the age of 18, she had starred in Weber's opera, The Gunner of the Mattan, making her a celebrated Swedish celebrity. Her songs were powerful and pure, and her voice carried unwaveringly far and wide. Jenny became a star as a court singer, performing numerous operas in Sweden and Northern Europe. She also became a protégée of Mendelssohn and was beloved by many famous composers including Chopin, Schumann, and Berlioz. In December 1844, she starred in an opera in Berlin, Germany, and became a big hit, earning the acclaim The Swedish Nightingale or Oriole Bird, and earning a lot of money. Jenny, in particular, was very interested in providing God's love, so she did a lot of free shows. And she donated most of the revenue from the shows to a public good. Her beautiful heart moved the public deeply, and her popularity grew. Like an idol today, many Jenny Lind mania were formed for Jenny. In 1847, in London, England, for 2 years, she was at the peak of her career as an opera singer. Her face was carved into chocolate boxes and her name was put on tulips. The restaurants and merchandise that bears her name were hugely popular. Even the piano played the Jenny Lind piano. But with her rising popularity and a busy schedule that left her little time to take care of her own life, she was becoming increasingly exhausted. Above all, she found herself increasingly distanced and depleted from the mystery of God and the faith. So in May 29, 1849, at the height of her career, Jenny announced her retirement on the opera stage. After 2 seasonal performances in London, England. Since then, her pursuit of joy and happiness in God has always been a priority. So until her death in 1887, she devoted herself to contemplating life in the Bible and reveling in the beauty of God's creation world. And through philanthropy, she became an active practitioner of God's love. It touched people in a very special way and had a greater impact on them than she ever had on the field. That's why her name is still commemorated in so many places today, in Europe and the United States. Until 2015, she was celebrated as the figure in the Swedish currency of 50 krona. The author of Jenny Lind's biography, Kalman, has this to say about her. One day, while Jenny was reading the Bible on the beach, a person who loved her song so much came to visit her. Jenny had the Bible on her lap, and she was looking at the sunset with joy and happiness on her face. She couldn't understand why she wasn't on top anymore. So she asked her, "Why did you leave the stage at the height of your fame? Don't you miss that glorious stage of passion?" And Jenny put her hand on the Bible that she was reading, and pointed to the beautiful sunset and the Bible and said, "Joy on stage is but a moment. This Bible and the wonders of its beautiful nature give me joy and happiness for all eternity." How could I not quit when I realized that as I became more and more popular as I became, and I had less and less time to read this Bible every day, and less time to live in the beauty of the twilight? Many people around the world burn their entire lives to think of fame, fortune, and popularity as the best things, but as soon as Jenny Lind felt her separation from God and life threatened with spiritual depletion, she dared to give up her star-studded career. Jenny Lind's decision to pursue the true joys and bliss of life alongside God gives us today the lessons and spiritual challenges of eternal life. Blessed are those who rejoice in the law of the Lord and meditate on it day and night. Psalm 1 verse 1-2.